Welcome to the Cowboys LA Radio. I'm your host, Eric Trujillo, coming to you with the first victory of the 2016 Dallas Cowboys season. Today we picked up the victory with the win over the Washington Redskins, 27-23. Couple of things I want to talk about. First and foremost, as soon as the game was over, we started hearing things about Dak Prescott replacing Tony Romo right away. And I do have to address this, and I will address this at the end of the episode. But first, let's get into this game and enjoy this victory. First and foremost, the play calling was way better today. They used Dez on inside routes. They used him inside the slot, on the outside. They got the ball to him. They really didn't care to put him on Norman's side. And sometimes that was a bit annoying because Josh Norman is good. He could talk his talk, but he is a good corner, and he did make plays. As you can see, he stripped the ball from Zeke, and he was able to knock the ball away from Dez a couple of times. But either way, the play calling was 100 times better today. Selection. People can say it was execution, but no, it wasn't execution. It was the correct play calling. So if they're gonna say, the plays were just executed right, I could hear it tomorrow morning. Execution. I'm a Cowboy fan, but we have to always be able to be honest and be true to what's actually going out there on the field. And today the play calling was a lot better. They used the play action, and they always kept the Washington D on their toes. Ended up making for a good offensive game plan. 27 points. You really can't ask for more without Tony. Jason Garrett had a 4th and 1, and he went for it, and I almost jumped out of my seat. These are the kind of things that we're going to need from Coach Garrett if we're going to make a run this year. It's very important that he understands that his job is on the line, and he has nothing to lose. He has been conservative for the last 5 seasons, and that has got him nowhere. So it's time to put all your cards on deck, put your best hand out, and go all in. And he even went for an onside kick. I don't recall ever going for an onside kick, a surprise onside kick when it wasn't necessary. Now, I don't agree with the onside kick at the time that he did it. I applaud him being gutsy because I've been asking for him to be gutsy for a very long time now. Bad timing. Was trying to be gutsy. And you know what? I'm with it. We won. If we would have lost, I think we would have been here saying, "Oh, that one onside kick gave them that." We won, so it's easier for myself and you as a fan to kind of say, "Hey, oh well, we survived it." But realistically, either way it goes, I'm happy to see that he understands that playing it safe is not necessarily going to give you the win. He played it safe last week. We didn't go for it. We didn't do any onside kicks. We didn't go for it on any 4th downs. Anything like that. I mean, I think he sees that you have to take risks to win. In this league, it's a game of inches, and if we don't go for it on 4th down and we take that safe field goal, we lose this game. I think we do lose this game because the momentum changed in our direction. Kirk Cousins. I'm very happy to see his regression from last year. Because towards the end of the year last year, he had me thinking like, man, maybe this guy is actually kind of good. And these last 2 games have, and really if you can see Pierre Garçon kind of yelling at him when he threw that pick, and Deshaun Jackson's going to start talking, asking for them to bring up whoever's behind him. I love it. I don't feel sorry for him because he made $12 million this year. I'll never make $12 million in my lifetime. So these guys get paid to do these things. And even if he never plays another down of starting football after this season, it's good for the Cowboys organization. They were this close where they thought they had a franchise quarterback, And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. I mean, he may turn it around. That's what he's done it before. He had a terrible season and then came back the next season and lit it up. But as of right now, he had a bad game, and it was the kind of game we needed him to have if we were going to win. He was 28 for 46 for 364 yards, one touchdown, one interception, and a passer rating of 84. It was the game we needed. I'm glad he gave it to us. And it wasn't just given. The defense bent and did not break. And that's kind of the way Rod Marinelli sets up his defense. It's scary because at times you see and you feel like we're never going to stop anybody. And then these things happen. The interception happens. The turnover on down happens on 4th and 1. And you start to believe a little bit. And it's all by design. We drafted Ezekiel Elliott because we wanted to control the clock and we wanted to run the ball. Limit the time that our defense had to be on the field to maximize their play. And guess what? It really was the winning formula today. It was a team win. Well, we were on the field for 32 minutes and 51 seconds. We ran the ball 30 times for 102 yards, three rushing touchdowns, as opposed to the Redskins' 27 minutes of possession, 17 attempts, and 82 yards. There it is right there, and one rush touchdown. There it is right there. That's what we're going to be up against this whole year. We drafted Ezekiel Elliott because we want to try to run the ball, limit the time that our defense is on the field, and hope that they can make plays for us. And my hat's off, Justin Durant. I've been asking for him to be the starter from week 1. They decided to go with Hitchens, and he started this game. Durant started this game. It looked like he got taken out after he let Kirk Cousins beat him for a first down, and then he was back in towards the end of the game because Hitchens was unfortunately not playing very well, and he made a play of the game. He had the stop with Sean Lee on 3rd and 1, and then batted it down 4th and 1. My hat's off, and I hope that he gets in better shape as the season goes on, and his body can make it through because he's the best linebacker we have after Sean Lee. Malik Collins had a very good game. He was disruptive, and I think that's what led to Jack Crawford. Jack Crawford, it seems like he runs out of gas. I thought he ran out of gas, and they decided to move Tyrone Crawford out to the left side. But I think it also had a lot to do with the way our D tackles are playing. Terrell McClain, Thornton, and Malik Collins had a really good game. And I kind of said that last episode that the weakness of their offensive line was their center. And so be it. The center actually was the one that was a bit I think he was a little bit anxious at the end and had that false start. And bam, that was the ball game. So I think we might see this from now on. Jack Crawford and Tyron Crawford working that left end, and then David Irving and Mayowa working that right end. We'll see if we can get anything out of Tapper in the weeks here to come. But the D tackles did very well, and I'm very excited to see Terrell McClain, Thornton, and Malik having this kind of impact because that's what we're going to need until Marcus Lawrence comes back. The corners had a good day. There was some coverage breakdown on the deep pass to, I believe it was Dotson. Everybody was focused on Deshaun Jackson. Dotson went on the left sideline, and it was just a breakdown in coverage. And what a hustle play from Byron Jones, because if he gives up on that, we don't get the interception later in that drive. Maurice Claiborne had a great game. He had a really bad holding call called against him. And, other than that, and it really was a bad call, other than that, he had a good day. And I'm happy to see Mo playing. And happy because it's going to really equate to us being better on defense if he's playing well. Skandrick got beat for a touchdown, but there was really nothing he could do. It was a great pass by Kirk Cousins and a great catch by Crowder in the end zone. Overall defense, bend but don't break, and just sure will and determination to pull it out. And I'm glad that they did. But that's going to be the formula: run the ball and keep the ball away of the opposing offense's hands. And speaking about running the ball, don't be worried about Ezekiel Elliott. That was a great play by Josh Norman on the first one. I think he shook up Zeke, and on the second one, I think he was shaken up, and that led to him being taken out of the game. But before that, he had 21 attempts for 83 yards and a touchdown with a 4-yard average. And these were not clean running lanes for Zeke in the beginning. He was getting those because he kept turning them legs, and that's just the kind of player he is. He's a special player. If he wouldn't have had those fumbles, I'm 100% sure he would have reached the 100-yard mark and would have scored that second touchdown. And that was a great game for Zeke. He's going to learn from this, and he'll be back next week, so nothing to fret yet. On the other hand, Jalen Ramsey and the Jaguars didn't do very well. And I'm going to bring that up periodically because people say we should have not taken Zeke, but, Jalen did not make a difference in today's game, and Zeke did. I mean, he did have the negative plays with the fumbles, but this is why we drafted him number 4 overall. Dez, 7 catches for 102 yards. Cole Beasley, 5 catches for 75 yards. They were third down machines today. And it was great to see, which leads me to my last and final point for today. Dak Prescott, 22 of 30, 292 yards, 0 interceptions, a rush touchdown, 103 passer rating, and just the poise of a veteran, right? When he's in there, he's just so cold-blooded. He's calm. There's nothing's gonna shake this man's confidence, and I'm really happy to see that we have a future in the things that we're seeing now with the young O-line, Ezekiel Elliott, Dez Bryant, and Dak Prescott. But it's really too early to start talking about replacing or trading Tony Romo. If you think today was a great showing, it was a good showing for a rookie quarterback like Dak. But let's not forget what Tony Romo's capable of, what he's done, and what he single-handedly made us relevant for the last couple of years. So, as soon as this man's healthy, which it looks like my prediction on episode 1 of him being back for the Eagles game after the bye, it looks like it's going to be right on point. And when he returns, yes, I'm giving him the keys. NFL Network and other radio stations might start talking about it tomorrow morning. Is it time to cut Romo? And let's not get ahead of ourselves. As a fan base, first thing is loyalty. We owe this to Tony Romo, whether you like it or not. We owe this man the opportunity to come back and say, here are the keys. And the one thing that I love is to think that Dak has the attitude that he's going to say, here you go, boss. Here are your keys. Drive that car, and I'll be waiting in the wing for when it's my turn. Romo's season is going to be this year, next year, and who knows, maybe after this year, we get to the playoffs, we get to the Super Bowl, whatever happens with this season, maybe he finds out, hey, I finished it out for my team, and he decides to step away. If he wants to do that, I still think he has the 2 seasons in him. He's on contract for 3 years. It's really set up for it to be this year, next year, and then that last year. If he wants to step away, he can and retire a Cowboy. And that's going to be the time that we need. If anything that we need to learn from the Aaron Rodgers and Favre. Aaron Rodgers sat behind him. He learned, and look where he's at now. And I think that's exactly the situation we have to. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Say, hey, we got Dak. Let's cut Romo and trade him for something. There's nothing out there to trade for. Let's not put all our eggs in that basket. I think Dak is the future. I do see it, and I'm happy to say that. But we live in the present. Let's keep winning these games with Dak, and give the keys over to Romo when he comes back and finish off the season strong. That's gonna do it for today's episode. Join me Tuesday when I get us prepared for the Chicago game. Should be it's a winnable game, definitely. But I'll get more into their offense and their defense later on in the week. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Your number 1 station in Los Angeles, California. This is the Cowboys LA Radio. I'm Eric Trujillo. Have a good night and enjoy our first victory.